from my other channel and knowing what I'm talking about, the Met Office has issued a thunderstorm warning today and a tornado warning. So the Met Office has been very wrong about a lot of things recently, but one thing they don't do very often, in fact hardly at all, is put out tornado warnings. In fact, even when we know there's tornadoes. By the way, I'm having to do this live on here because all my equipment is currently broken. So I was going to pre-record this. I can't put any effects and it can't do anything. So I'm literally recording this as though it's pre-recorded and getting off. It's just because it's a genuine weather warning. So the Met Office doesn't forecast tornadoes very often because they're scared of scaring people, and yeah, because of the perceptions about tornadoes in this country. Just so you understand, Vegeta, who came up with the Vegeta scale in America, realised that we had more tornadoes per square mile in the UK than in America. They're just not as powerful and they don't last as long. So there's a company, private company called Toro. I used to be part of it, and they will research tornadoes and they use Doppler radar. And what they do is they will forecast tornadoes within inside a sort of 45-mile area and mark it out on a map. But that's their speciality. But they don't. Their forecasts are often borrowed but never fully used for the Met Office forecast. So the Met Office don't like putting it out because they don't like panicking people. You know, God knows if we actually knew the truth and we knew we actually had tornadoes in this country. Ridiculous, but this is what they do. In America, they banned the word twister 100 years ago so that nobody could say it and therefore nobody could be scared by it. We're still doing the same thing today. Anyway, we've had very hot weather down south. That hot air is moving up north. We've got cold air coming down from the north. So there's a clash there. Thunderstorms. You've got air coming in from the west. It's spinning. What is a rotating thunderstorm? Or what does a rotating thunderstorm have a big chance of doing? Creates a tornado. Tornadoes come from rotating thunderstorms. There's a big warning in place for the Midlands. And I've said this before, but it's not really for this channel, so I don't want to go into long weather explanations. But just quickly, it's very hard to predict exactly where a storm lands because most storms are separate from each other. They require personal space, 15 miles exactly. They are a mile wide at the bottom, they are 15 miles wide at the top. Predicting a mile wide thing to happen in your town, where, when, what time, it's impossible. That's why they forecast showers and you never see any, or they forecast sunshine and you get showers all day, because it's impossible to forecast exactly the spot that they're going to turn up on. So if that's true of thunderstorms, it also becomes true of tornadoes. Because if tornadoes come from rotating thunderstorms and they can't predict where a shower or a thunderstorm is going to appear, same thing. So what they've done is they've put a big square yellow warning area around the Midlands, so Newcastle, all the way up to, I don't know, say 200 miles from the border of Scotland and 300 miles from the south. So that the whole middle area is in this yellow warning area. It doesn't mean you definitely get tornadoes. Probably does mean that some people will definitely get thunderstorms. And just to be clear, 99.9% of people will not see, I'm not saying you might see a thunderstorm, but will not see a tornado. 1% will. The tornadoes here, just so you understand, so they don't talk about them because they're scared to admit that we have them. We have more of them here than America does per square mile on Tornado Alley. They're just not as strong and they don't last as long. However, as I've just said on my other channel, a tornado in this country can last anything up to a minute. On the Vegeta scale, it can be up to about an F2. Let's make up of 2.5 to 3. It can get up to around that area. Won't last as long. But on the T scale, it will be something in this country, something like a T45, something like that. So the point being is, they're also predicting one tornado. There is no such thing as predicting one tornado. You don't predict one storm cloud because that's not how it works. The weather is either ripe for storms, meaning storm clouds are going to appear anywhere, or they're not, which means they're not. It's the same with tornadoes. If there's rotating thunderstorms up there, guess what? If the air's rotating because you've got west, north, and south and east all clashing, and the air's at different levels, is spinning them, then every single one of those thunderstorms or showers that develops has the possibility to turn into a tornado. That's why the area they've chosen is so big. So there won't be one tornado if we get a tornado, because it's still big if. If we do, there'll be multiple tornadoes. Even so, still only 1% of you will see them because they don't last long. A tornado is part of a rotating thunderstorm, and a thunderstorm's top is 15 miles wide, bottom 1 mile wide. They're very small. That's why they're hard to predict, because they're very small, and they also don't go with the wind direction. They can go, thunderstorms can move anything up to 90 degrees against the wind. They choose their own path. So bear all this in mind, and what I've just said on the other channel is the reason I'm bringing this up is the Met Office normally don't have the balls for this, which means that there's more danger out there than they're willing to, still even now, willing to let you know. A tornado in this country, to give you some context, if it's a minute long, which is very rare, if it's a minute long, it's going to destroy your house. It's going to destroy an entire street of houses. If you're standing with it, taking photographs, looking at it, then be prepared to have a piece of glass put through your throat at 125 miles an hour and you die. If you're standing there taking pictures of it going, oh, I don't know which way it's moving, be prepared to die, because it can kill you. The tornadoes in this country will kill you easily. Make no mistake, you're not standing in it like those little hay bale things you see in America. You're not standing in it, waving at it. It'll kill you, dead out. And if it's not the tornado that kills you, it'll be the debris it's got flying around it. And believe me, when wood, glass, and anything's moving at 125 miles an hour, it will kill you. So, and I said on the other channel, if you're looking at it and you don't know which way it's moving, it means it's coming towards you. This is a well-known law with tornadoes. If you don't know what way it is moving, it's coming towards you. Now, fortunately, in our country, we very rarely get those big, twisty, windy tornadoes. They're normally quite screwdriver-like, but they can happen. Again, if a tornado is twisting, where the name twister comes from, if it is twisting and it's moving, if it moves away from you, don't assume you're safe, because it can twist back straight on you at a moment's notice. So if it moves away from you, don't go, oh yeah, get safe. Just get safe. Under a bridge, if you can't find anywhere else, preferably in concrete, preferably bottom floor or something, in somewhere safe. And like I say, you know, they will not rip a 2-floor house up from the foundations. That's not what it does in Britain. What it will do is destroy the entire first floor, possibly, and damage the entire house, maybe to the point of rebuilding. What it will do is it will flip your car potentially if it's strong enough. What it will do is get debris to fly so fast that it will destroy anything in its path, including your car or your kids. That's the other thing is you know, people take their kids out to go and see, oh, look at the tornado, and their kids honestly could get beheaded by something as simple as a bin lid. Beheaded, proper beheaded. People don't understand the forces involved. There's a famous picture of a plank that has been picked up by the wind in America. I think it's in a hurricane, and slammed into a tree, and it goes straight through the tree like butter, and it's stuck in the middle of the tree. A plank stuck in the middle of a tree with the amount of power that it generated. What's so dangerous about this is, again, the Met Office don't like to tell you how dangerous they are, or that there's going to be more than one, which is crazy. There may be none, but that whole area of the Midlands, if you're in that area and you see anything that remotely looks like even a thunderstorm, be on guard. If you see anything that looks like a funnel cloud, stay the fuck away from it. Make sure you are in a safe place. Stay the fuck away from it, because they don't tell you in this country what they are capable of doing. They'll kill you outright. They'll kill you outright. They'll kill your animals outright, and they will destroy your house outright. They can go down an entire street and rip every single roof off as they go down. Not as powerful as America, but seriously damaging. And there's a chance, don't know what percentage. Toro is a good place. If you really want to know how likely this is, go to a private but public funded site called Toro, TORRO, and make sure you put weather, otherwise it will bring you all other sites, because it means things in Spanish. And they will normally circle on the map exactly where they think the tornadoes are going to be. They're very, very good at what they do, unlike the Met Office. So trust them, because, well, I say trust them, have a look at them, because they will really nail it down for you. But if you're in the Midlands, And yeah, if you're in the Midlands today, just understand you've got three different air masses coming at you. It's going to spin the air. It's going to spin any thunderstorms that happen. You could die. So um, it's up to you. Oh, what you